Hi everybody, JB here for Just TCG and welcome back to another Hearthstone Beginner's Guide. In today's episode we will be playing with this Beginner's Mage deck that I've just thrown together and I think has the potential to be really good if you're just starting out. So let's bring up the Basic Mage deck. So we'll start off with all the cards. So, reading them all out and then explaining what they do. So 2 copies of Arcane Missiles, 1 copy of Arcane Explosion, 2 copies of Frostbolt, 2 copies of Murloc Tidehunter, 2 copies of Knowledge Engineer, 2 copies of Arcane Intellect, 2 Raid Leaders, 2 Razorfen Hunter, 2 Shattered Sun Cleric, a Dragonling Mechanic, 2 Fireball, 2 Polymorph, 2 Water Elemental, 2 Frostwolf Warlord, 2 Flamestrike, 1 Stormwind Champion, and 1 Marin the Fox that you get for just logging in. So, why have we gone away from sort of the bigger, bulkier cards like the Shenzhen Shieldmaster and the Shieldwind Jesse? And the answer being because of how good Frostwolf Warlord is. It gains +1/+1 for each other friendly minion on the battlefield. So all these cards that create tokens. So oh dear, yeah, thank you. So the Murloc Tidehunter creates a 1/1 Murloc Scout. The Razorfen Hunter creates a 1/1 Boar. The Dragonling Mechanic creates a 2/1 mechanical Dragonling. Now, this is great also with Raid Leader where your other minions have +1 attack. So although we don't quite have the bulkiness that other decks might give us, this is much more aggressive. We also have a very solid removal package in the form of Arcane Missiles, 1 copy of Arcane Explosion for just a bit of AoE early on, 2 Frostbolt, and then we've got the more solid removal in the form of Fireball and Polymorph, and then great board removal in the form of Flamestrike. So that's the deck. I'll show you a couple of games. I'm going to put the Arcane Intellect back in, obviously. Show you a couple of games, and you'll see just how good this deck is. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Oh, it is on.
Okay, so we've got Raid Leader, Shattered Sun Cleric, Arcane Missiles. I'm happy with all 3. Just going to pass a turn, not going to play Arcane Missiles from my hand because I want to save it as a removal spell. Turn 2. We have a turn 2 play, we're going to use it to draw a card. If he hero powers this, that's absolutely okay. There's a Bloodfen Raptor. Okay. So the good news is we can use our Raid Leader to give this +1 attack and then kill the Bloodfen Raptor.
Oh, if you're sure.
Okay, he's going to use Wolf Rider, and if he kills this, that's absolutely okay. Okay, with no real good play here, Shattered Sun Cleric you don't really want to play naked. I'm just going to use Arcane Intellect to draw 2 cards. Ah. If only that Water Elemental had come a turn earlier. Such is life. Okay. That's absolutely fine. We're going to play Arcane Missiles, and then we're going to play the Water Elemental. The reason why we used Arcane Missiles there is because we wanted the Shenzhen to actually go down to 3 health, which had a 50% chance of doing, but that's not what happened. And we'll just have to live with that. With it being only at 3 health, it means it couldn't trade with the Water Elemental without dying. Okay. Arcane Missiles hits for him. Must be nice. Okay, here's a mechanical Dragonling mechanic.
Just me and Mr. White.
And then we're just going to Frostbolt this.
Amazing.
And we're going to Squelch you as well. So he's having to use a fireball to deal with the Dragonling mechanic, and that's fine. Gonna finish off with the hero power, and then the Shattered Sun Cleric will boost the 2-1. Because we want the 2-1 to survive more than we want the 1-1 to survive. It would be great if both survived. Okay, so it looks like our opponent's playing the Oasis Snapjaw and then Raid Leader as well, which is fine by us. So we're going to play... We're not really that fussed about Oasis Snapjaw in this particular instance. Although we could be.
What to do? What to do?
So we're going to actually fireball this. And then we're going to play our own Arcane Missiles. And then, seeing as we want our creatures to survive for the Frostwolf Warlord, I'm tempted to hero power it. However, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to kill it with the Murloc Scout, then draw 2 cards. I think that would be a better use of my resources. And I've got a really nice play the next turn, where we can play the Murloc Tidehunter and then the Frostwolf Warlord. We also have Raid Leader as a backup in case something goes wrong. We have some really nice plays on the next turn. So our opponent's now digging for cards, which is good for us. If he has to use double Arcane Explosions, that's absolutely... Yeah, so he's having to use Arcane Missiles and a hero power. That's good. So we've got a 6/6 Frostwolf Warlord next turn. Which he has to use... It would have been better as a 7/7. If we can get another 2-drop, that would be nice. If we don't, however. But that's okay. So we're going to make the Murloc Tidehunter, and then we're going to play the Frostwolf Warlord. So I'm still feeling quite good about how we're doing. I've got another Arcane Explosion just in case. But I think we have the better board position here. Right, so he's used both his fireballs, which is really good for us. I still have my fireballs in my deck. And then he's fire blasting to get rid of this. That's fine. So I'm going to play the raid leader. And then I'm going to play the... I'm going to play the Stormwind champion. And then I'm going to kill the 2/3. You need a polymorph for this, sir. Do you have a polymorph for this, sir? He does. Okay. So we're now just going to play the Frost Wolf Warlord. It's a 4/4, which feels sad. Don't forget to ping as well, but it's fine. He's used both his fireballs and one of his polymorphs. We have 11 cards. He has 13, so we've used both our arcane intellects. And now he's had to use his Frostbolt as well. We have a lot more business. I'm just going to use the Arcane Explosions here, because he only has one card left in his hand. And I want to save the Polymorph for something a bit more meaningful. Not for that. Hopefully we get something good. It's a Flame Strike. Okay, so at this stage, I actually want to attack Jaina directly with my Water Elemental. And this is because I now have the Flame Strike, so I want him to develop his board. But I don't want to give away that I have Flame Strike, so I'm just going to ping it instead. I miss out on an extra damage, but I want him to feel safe in doing things like this. Okay. This is good for us. I'm going to play the Novice Engineer and see what comes up. There's a fireball for us, so I'm just going to ping this Murloc Scout down and then put my opponent down to 13. There's a Core Hound. And this is what we've saved our Polymorph for. There's a backup Polymorph, okay. And we're going to put our opponent down to 12 now, so if we hit another Fireball, we've got 6 cards left in our deck. If we hit another Fireball, we win. There's a River Crocolisk. We're going to play the Razorfen Hunter. And we're going to put our opponent down to 11. At this stage, we're not too bothered about our opponent developing his board, because if he does, we could just play Flame Strike. We have... And again, we have the second Polymorph for that Boulder Fist Ogre. Cool. So we're actually gonna play this Shattered Sun Cleric. Polymorph that. Kill this. Play the Shattered Sun Cleric. Give the ball +1/+1, and then attack. Put our opponent down to 9. There he is using Arcane Explosion. Okay, that's fine. We still have Flame Strike, and we still have Fireball. So we have our opponent on a 2-turn clock. Anything he plays now, there's nothing he can do. There's his Marin. Okay. That's fine. Fireball? There's a Marin of our own, but we're not going to do anything. We're just going to ping and pass the turn. Yep, so he plays his Shenzhen Shieldmaster. It's not going to save him, but it's cute. Draw 3 cards, they cost 0. Yep, not a problem. There's an Oasis Snapjaw. There's a Nightblade. There's a Wolf Rider. I am almost out of cards, but yeah, there's a Fireball. And that's the game. So there you go.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Oh, it is
So another Mage Mirror. We're going first. Arcane Explosion's good. Water Elemental's good. Gonna throw away the Flame Strike. Second Water Elemental's okay. I think I would have preferred a lower cost card. Check and see what this turn 1 play is.
The light protects me.
Quite the turn 1. Okay. Just gonna ping the Argent Squire and pass the turn. It's not ideal, but sometimes your opponent just gets to start like mirror image.
what to do. What to do.
Yeah, so just an attack, nothing really happening. At this point, we can look at just playing this Arcane Explosion. We have no real need to do anything else. Okay, so there's Wolf Rider. Can be a bit annoying, but we're on 25, but we're doing okay. We have absolutely no need to panic. We're just going to play this Novice Engineer to draw a card, and then deal with the Wolf Rider with our hero power. Okay, there's Arcane Explosion off his own, but we're okay with this. What we're going to do here is we're just going... We're not using all our mana, which isn't great, but we are just going to play our Water Elemental and pass the turn. If he fireballs this, it's fine. We want to save our fireballs for other things later on. Polymorph. That's also fine. So, what we're actually going to do here is we're going to attack with that and kill it. And then we're going to play our Raid Leader. And we're also going to pump the Raid Leader with the Shattered Sun Cleric. We want our Raid Leader to be more sustain, have more sustain. Or durability. There's a second arcane explosion. There's a water elemental of his own. Okay, so we've got Flame Strike. I don't think we need to use it though. What we're going to do is we're going to... I think the plan is we're going to hero power the remaining mirror image. We're then going to Frostbolt the water elemental so it can't attack next turn. That leaves us 3 mana. And then we're going to play the Murloc. We're not going to play the Murloc Tidehunter. We're going to draw 2 cards and hopefully not run into a Flame Strike. Yeah, that's the plan. And then pass the turn. So if he doesn't play the Flame Strike, we have a great turn next turn where we can play the Razor Fen Hunter followed by Frostwolf Warlord.
What to do? What to do?
But here comes Arcane Missiles. Not a bad result for us.
Get behind me.
Definitely not a bad result for us. So, the play might have changed a bit. The reason why I might change the play depends on the result of this Arcane Missiles. We'll see where it lands. Not great. So, what we're going to do is we're going to play the Murloc Tidehunter, and then we're going to play the Frostwolf Warlord, and then... Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to play the Murloc Tidehunter, and then we're going to play the Razor Fen Hunter. Then we're going to hero power the Booty Baby Bodyguard, and then kill this. Now, it does mean we lose a lot of attack, but that's okay. He's used both his Arcane Missiles, and if he wants to Flame Strike this board, that's fine. If he doesn't Flame Strike this board, we're in business. There's another Frostbolt.
They'll never know what hit 'em.
Yeah, so this is looking good for us. Okay.
What to do? What to do?
So we're going to go for a slightly risky strategy. We're going to play the Water Elemental and the Frostwolf Warlord, and then we're going to leave the Nightblade alive because we know he doesn't have both his fireballs left.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
If he did have both his fireballs left, we'd be dead. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. There's a Frost Nova, okay. And there's a Fireball. Okay. At this stage with no cards in hand, I'm happy to just clear the board with our Flame Strike. And then 8, 11, 12, 14. This would be 18. And then, yeah, so we're going to set up a lethal of our own.
The Sunwell.
There's another Frost Nova off the top. Okay. So now...
I hope you like my invention.
Arcane Intellect. Play the Arcane Missiles. And this could be it. This could be game. Yeah, this is... It could have been bad for us, but actually...
Behold the might of Stormwind.
Our tokens get there.
If you're sure.
And that's 2 wins. So hopefully you saw why I prefer this mage deck to the normal mage decks that some people would offer you. We saw 2 victories against decks where they had slightly bigger creatures, but they didn't have as much versatility. And also why you should be saving your fireballs, because they have really great endgame potential. Obviously, throughout the tutorial series, we'll go through all the other classes and ways you can improve your budget decks so that you can get better over time. For example, with the mage deck, I think we'll be looking at things like Elemental Mage, because the Elemental synergy you've got in Mage is really strong. But in the meantime, that is all for now from myself. I've been JB for Just TCG. If you like this content, remember to subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications for more Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering Online, Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Also, if you could give this video a like, it'll be much appreciated. Really get the content out there to other people. But in the meantime, I've been JB for Just TCG, and I'll see you in the next episode.